Hare Krishna. Welcome to the new episode of Transcendental Thursday. Today we're going to discuss a very serious matter crippling the workforce in India and across the globe, especially youngsters succumbing to pressure, giving up their life, making their life and the dear one's life miserable by quitting, committing suicides, and going tangent from the normal work lifestyle. How to balance this? How being spiritualist, how being Krishna conscious, we should also work out in such a way that we don't compromise on our standards of spiritual practice as well as work on our things, because we need to balance both things. How do we establish this fine balance between both, and how to deal with such pressures? We will discuss in this particular session. Let us pray to Krishna, pray to Prabhupada, so that we can understand this subtle art of balancing, because most of times balancing becomes a challenge. Now we go out of balance. So we need a Supreme Lord's grace, His blessings and guidance and devotees mentoring to balance. So let us seek that blessings from the spiritual master for the fine balance. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shiva Sadikar Bhaktaranda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Of late, all across the globe, even in India, thanks to the onslaught of advancement of technology, mass layoffs is a common phenomena. People are losing jobs and they are not able to cope up with the pressure of what is expected of them. And there is a high pressure everywhere to perform, otherwise perish. In that stage, people go to an extreme of proving themselves because their livelihood is at stake, their existence is at stake, their needs are at stake, their family is at stake, and people feel so pressured, especially youngsters, Gen Zs, and even otherwise also. These days, kids are not spared, homemakers are not spared. There's a unseen pressure everywhere, and there's a lot of stress in the people's mind. So Bhagavad Gita gives you profound guidance on how to approach such life challenges, handle pressures. It emphasized to balance a mindful approach which we can tread, which will make our life relatively smoother. Because as long as we are in this material world, these uphills and downhills, crust and trough will be part and parcel of it. Life is never going to be a bed of roses, even for devotees like Arjuna. What to speak of us? It's going to be like this. It's going to be a battlefield. Everything is fine. Suddenly something happens to your health. Everything is fine. Suddenly project gets laid off. Suddenly everything is fine. Suddenly someone in your family becomes sick. Everything is fine. Suddenly there's a demonetization. Everything is fine. Suddenly there's a heavy pour and a torrential rain. There's a flood. Everything is fine. There's a sudden earthquake. Everything is fine. Suddenly there's a war. There's a crisis. There's a market stock crash. Everything is fine. And suddenly there is lockdown. We have seen all this in last 5-6 years. Those who are connected with us, those who are watching this, if you see the scenarios out there, it's full of uncertainty, lot of pain, lot of surprises and shortcomings, and there is hope somewhere we can get, but even that hope is slashed and finished due to the experiences from not so right approachable personalities. So let us dive into the answers which Krishna has given to Arjuna, because Arjuna also had to face a similar situation. He was also in a difficult situation. He was also in full of pressure. He was giving reasons after reasons why he should not fight. And this time-tested principles of Bhagavad Gita, which not only saved Arjuna's dilemma and made him victorious, made him a hero of the battlefield of Kurukshetra, those principles which we can adopt ourselves in our lives can transform. One of the most important principle which Krishna gives in the Bhagavad Gita, which is most misunderstood verse of the Bhagavad Gita, is the famous verse in the second chapter, 47th verse, where Krishna says, Karmanye vadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. They say, outside world say, especially in India, the understanding is karm kar phal ki ichha mat kar. Matlab karm karte jao, koi bhi karm ho. But every action, every karma means action, every action has a reaction. That reaction will be favorable or unfavorable based on the actions. But that is not the actual meaning of what Krishna says in the Gita. Krishna says you have a right to perform your prescribed duty. In quotes, prescribed duty, which has been prescribed. Not any arbitrary duty which you take upon yourself or which has been imposed upon by your family members or colleagues or peers or society. That is not prescribed duty. Prescribed duty has to be prescribed by a bona fide source or authority or a religious system. That is prescribed duty. But anyways, the principle, even now, who will prescribe in this Kali Yuga? Everything is topsy-turvy. Coming back, you have a right to perform your prescribed duty. Having taken the example of a person who is working in an office or a student who is studying in the college or school, it is a prescribed duty for him. You are not entitled for the fruits of your action. I repeat, you are not entitled for the fruits of your action. Krishna further says, those fruits what you get, you have to offer it to me. I want this offering. In other words, do. And also the third line he says, you have a right to perform your duty. You're not entitled for the fruits of your action. Never consider yourself to be the cause of the result. Most of the anxiety we feel and the tension we feel that because we have to do it, I have to do it. But here the Krishna is telling you are not the only cause of the result. There are many factors which are responsible for the outcome of the result. Your endeavor, your hard work is just one aspect of it. Krishna elsewhere in 18th chapter, 13, 14 verse, there are 5 factors which are responsible for it. Anyone knows these factors? No. Krishna tells this. In the 18th chapter, he says, place of action, endeavor, your senses, you yourself. Now all these things is done, but if the Lord doesn't sanction, you will not get it. Why does the Lord sanction? Why does the Lord intervene? He will intervene only when you are a devotee. Otherwise, he will not intervene. In the Duryodhana case, he was not intervening. In Arjuna's case, he was personally intervening because Arjuna was a devotee. We have to become devotee for the Lord to intervene in our lives. And to become devotee, what do you need to do? You have to chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. When you have a blessing and guidance of the Lord, Krishna, when we chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, just like Arjuna was blissful, thrilled, excited, full of care, free attitude in that sense, because he was not in anxiety and tension. He was there as a matter of duty. Whatever duty he has to perform, he had to shoot arrows, he had to strategize all those things. But he had full confidence by Samne mere Bhagwan hai, mere dost, they all powerful, supreme personality of God is leading my chariot. Top Hanumanji is there. What else I want? He's like that son who had beaten his neighbor. Who has come back to his father holding his father's hand. Chal, abhiya dekhte. He has full confidence on the father's protection. Similarly, most important thing to handle pressure is you should know that Krishna is with you. And Krishna will be with you provided you are chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. You are becoming devotee of the Lord. So we have to become devotee. Try to become devotee. Then third point. So we should know this. There are many factors. Your endeavor is just one factor. Okay. And those who are non-devotees, those who are watching this, your karma plays a role. No matter how hard you try, no matter what you do, no matter kitne papad bello aap, unless and until it is there in your package, it's there in your karma, you will not get it. You will not get it. There are umpty number examples you can go on giving. Say, for example, your exams, especially in the Indian competitive examination, UPSC examination, CAT examination, JEE advanced examination, lakhs of kids appear for it. Lakhs of kids appear for it. Only few of them get shortlisted. 5 factors are there, and that factor are responsible by and large. In other terms, is based on your karma. Your hard work is not the only factor. There are many students who have worked hard for IIT Bombay Computer Science. worked more hard than those 60 kids who got it in 2024. Correct? But still, they're not there. That means hard work itself is not the cause. Package plays. So karma is very important aspect we should know. Then the fourth line, never be not attached, not doing your duty. That means you should be attached doing your duty, whatever it might be, if at all, if it is prescribed. So in this way, if you're not attached to the fruits of results, as a matter of duty you're working, you will be in a relaxed state of affair because you'll be focused on the process, not the result. A person A contemplating on the result, mil jaye to, IAS grand entry, IPS grand entry, IIT Bombay computer science classroom, maza aa raha hai. Only thinking about it and not working on the process. He will get the probability of getting there, or someone who's actually focusing on the process, studying hard, preparing for it regularly. Chances who is better? Plus karma is anyways there. Generally, those who are following the process. Yeah, you should have a dream, then not that you should be only always dreaming in the dream itself. You should make the dream to be successful. You have to work, and working happens in many factors. And result karma is also there. And that's not the end of it. Students who are working, studying, people who are working outside, employees, labor class, or anyone else, startup or a politician, anyone, you need to focus on your process. And that process becomes easier, simpler, or achievable or doable without going through those mental agony what the current generation of people are going through. It's possible when we do this principle, apply this principle in our life. What is that? Ma manusmara yuddhacha. Ma manusmara yuddhacha means think of me and fight. Think of me and fight. Think of Krishna and fight. How do you think of Krishna? By chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra in the morning. Morning hours, you chant your rounds, and throughout the day you work, you study whatever your prescribed duty is. Again in the evening you come back, read Bhagavad Gita, chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, be spiritual. So all this, running behind the rat race, you've seen that rat, you're thinking for happiness, you wanting to be happy. At the end of the crux of the day is everyone wants to be truly happy. But the fundamental mistake, the ignorance, the cause of it is, ignorance is, I am the body. So my process of getting happiness by doing whatever I'm doing is gratification of my senses and the body. If my senses are happy, if senses are quenched, satisfied, I'll be happy. It's a wrong notion. Krishna blasts this understanding by saying to Arjuna that you are not the body, you are spirit soul, you are part and parcel of mine, you are my ansha. As long as you're not working for me, as you're not connected with me, as you're not in that constitutional position, you can never be happy. This is a root cause. We have forgotten this. This is ignorance. So, cause of our pain, agony is this ignorance that I am Krishna's. I don't know that I am Krishna's. I think I am the body, and working for my body's welfare is the root cause of all my difficulties, all my miseries. So first, this is the cause. And second thing is our karmic reactions. Based on karma, somebody is born in different places, different conditions, different parameters. All this will affect him. And because of that, we have this different layers of ignorance. Kama, Krodha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. All these 6 enemies take over our system, take over our life and make our life jeopardized. So but on the contrary, somebody who has Mahamanusmar Yuddhacha, Ananya Chintayantosma, devotee of the Lord, like Arjuna, he is always Brahma Bhota Prasannatma. Brahma Bhota Prasannatma. Na shochati na kangshati. He is not hankering for something he wants. He is not hankering. And he is not lamenting of something which he lost. He is always blissful, always still. If Krishna sanctions, it will happen. If Krishna doesn't sanction, it doesn't happen. He is always dependent on the Lord. He doesn't want anything which is not wanted by the Lord. So hence, like Arjuna, he is always blissful and joyful and he is happy. Prasannatma. Krishna Bhakta Prasannatma. Prasannatma means he is always joyful. If he is not joyful, if he is morose, if he is unhappy, Prabhupada says he is not a devotee of the Lord. He has been attacked by Maya. for the time being. But again, he bounced back by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, associating with devotees, he comes back. So this is very important. So we have to understand that there's a karmic reaction. Just like karmic reaction in the sense is the root cause of our ignorance. Means just like the cow tied to the tree by a rope, the distance of the tree and the length of the rope is within the rope, within the radius of the rope, the cow can do whatever. Beyond that, it cannot move an inch. That's that's what's called destiny. But you can change the destiny by surrendering to Krishna. Sometimes if you are completely surrendered, then the rope is raised. To the degree of your surrender, the length of the rope increases, and you have a choice always to surrender to Krishna or not to surrender to activate your Arjuna mode or to activate your Duryodhana mode. And that depends upon the kind of books you read. Now coming to the solution. Solution is very simple, because at the end of the day, we all want to be comfortably, happily, be staying. I'll tell you a simple story. There was a rich man, MBA from Stanford, working in a very rich company, earning a lot of money. He was with his family, vacationing, and he saw a fisherman also lying next to him. He asked him while chatting with him, "Bro, what you do?" "No, I just fish for 2-3 hours, and this is my fishing. I just sail and I'm relaxing with my family and children. I'm playing with them." "Oh, then if you don't mind, I can give you some suggestion. I'll not charge this for you." "Yes, bolo, kya bolna chahte ho?" "No, see, you can, this fish is of a very good quality, and you can sell it online, and you'll get more than what you get here. And then you'll get a lot of money. So in that money, what will you do? So in that money, you can purchase, instead of the simple boat, you can purchase a mechanized boat. And with that boat, you can go deeper into the sea and get even more fresh fishes. Then what will happen because of that? Then you can have a lot of money. Then with that money, you can purchase even more motorized ships. Then business will expand. And with those further money, you can get a bigger ship. And you can go deep into the waters. You get an international license to fish all across the globe, and you'll have a lot of money, and you'll have offices all across the globe. And then what happens? And in that lot of money, you can delegate people to work for you automatically without your personal intervention. The business will go on. Money will keep coming. You will be financially independent. You don't have to slog like this. And aram se you can spend time with your family, children, and relax. The fisherman said, "That's what I'm doing." Without going through all those hardships. Even if it doesn't happen, we don't know. Even if it happens, okay. Even if it doesn't happen, I still am. In either case, I'm happy here. Point what I'm trying to drive you out is bare minimum requirements. At the end of the day, what is required for us, you achieve that. And rest of the time, when you have this human form of life, work for the welfare of your Atma, soul. That is the most important thing. At the end of the day, it doesn't mean that you should not earn money, have riches, have beautiful family, you travel across the globe, have a business, become a business conglomerate. That's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is, at the end of the day, you need to be happy, and happiness is possible when you understand that I am Amsha of Krishna, Mamaiva Amsho Jiva Loka, Jiva Bhuta Sanatana, unless and until you are connected with Krishna, because your design is like that, your make is like that. Unless you get connected with Krishna, you will not, and unless you serve with the Lord in that mood, just like the hand is designed in such a way, it has no other option other than to serve Krishna, the body. And it serves the body, especially the stomach. Everything required for the hand and other limbs of the body is automatically taken care. So we are not encouraging the people to be lazy. On the contrary, our founders, Acharya Prabhupada, was hardly sleeping 2 to 3 hours per day. At the age of 70, 80, he used to travel vigorously 14 times in his lifetime, meeting a lot of people, lecturing, authoring, writing inspiring letters to his disciples, working hard. So I'm not saying devotee people should become lazy. What I'm trying to say is, what is bare minimum? Now, how do you do that? How do you do that? Because our material life, what we are leading today is, the understanding is, I am the body, gratification of the body is the topmost priority of my life. But Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita says, Yu hi sansparshaja bhoga dukkha yonave evate. That pleasure which is gotten by that touch of the sense and the sense object is the source of all miseries. Source of all miseries. Dukkha yona evate. Dukkha yona evate. And it has a beginning and it has an end. And those who are wise, nache ramate buddha, they don't get delighted in such pleasures because they have a higher pleasure, they have a higher taste. Param drashta nivartate, rasavarjam rasopyasya, param drashtva nivarsate. So coming back to the solution, the most important things, don't focus on the result, focus on the process. While focusing on the process, depend on Krishna, remember Krishna, ma manusmara yuddhacha. And second thing, understand this knowledge is very important to overcome this. So hence read Bhagavad Gita, understand that you are not the body, you are spirit, soul, part and parcel of the Lord. As a matter of duty, we should do to get the bare minimum. And once the bare minimum is done, we should be happy with that. But it doesn't mean that those who are having more than what they require are unhappy. If they're spiritually stable, that will also keep them very happy. It doesn't matter. And he utilized what he has got more than what is required, whether money, riches, or wealth, or his time in the service of the Lord. Just like the great kings, Rajarishis, they were emperors, they were chakravartis, but they would spend everything in the service of the Lord, engage everyone in the service of the Lord. So, a couple of practical solutions. Those who are going through this, set boundaries. Every one of us, including Narendra Modi, you, me, has got 24 hours. Give me time. Me time means you should give yourself the real time. Me means Atma. Should give time to Atma. Chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra early morning hours is a very imperative activity for us. Atma. This food for the soul. Set boundaries. Half an hour chanting 4 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Or in the evening reading Bhagavad Gita. Very important. And set boundaries. Set limits. How much will I consume internet? How much I'll consume the news? How much I'll consume toxic people in the workplace? If you are what you consume, whether online, offline, decide who your friends. You have to socialize, because we have 4 types of personality. Physical, you may exercise, you may work out, you may take good food, you have emotional needs, and there is a societal requirements as a social needs. But the most important personality of yours is spiritual need, which you are actually Atma. Take care of yourself means taking care of the Atma's requirements. Atma requires prasadam, Atma requires the holy name, Atma requires association of devotees, Atma requires connection, addition with the Supreme Lord by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, all this process. Give yourself your me time. Otherwise, nothing is going to happen. Just like Bajaj, someone was working, he was pressured by his colleagues to work, attend meeting at 2 o'clock in the night. Or that girl who was working with ENY was so much pressured that she died. These things are known in the media. There are so many things which are unknown in the media. People are going through a lot of hardships. And that is a symptom, one of the symptoms of Kali Yuga. For a piece of bread, people in Kali Yuga had to work really hard. This is quite a startling reality. Working like an ass, the piece of bread which is available easily without going through this. But because we have greed, we have unsatiable lust for things, because we think that we are the body and we gratify that body. Oh, Kakru, I want it. For that, money is required. I'll earn money. And even earning money, you are not happy. After getting money, you are not happy. After utilizing the money for gratification, you are not happy. There's no happiness at all. You mistaken pleasure for happiness. It has a beginning and an end. It's source of all miseries. That's why you have to be very careful. Just like an example of a person who is, having a startup. So generally they start with single person, everything from marketing to designing to selling to HR. He'll be doing it. He'll be spending 10 hours, 15 hours, 16 hours a day. And he was really working hard, and he has his team also, but still he takes everything on his own and is still slogging like an ash. And his health got deteriorated. He had to a doctor's appointment. The doctor said, "You need to calm down, sir. You don't know, doctor, how much I am involved. My company will not move in without my presence. Even I delegate, they don't do it properly. I have to strategize. I have to plan out. I have to release an IPO. I have to put it on stock. My things are not doing so well." See, then he showed all the reports. You got a high blood pressure, you got close to pre-diabetic, you had to calm down. Okay, tell me what I should do. And he suggested, you spend half a day, at least on weekend, Saturday, say for example, some time in crematorium. Go there and spend some time. Hey, are you foolish? No, I have so no time, and since you're telling me I'll do it, then reluctantly, you just followed the order of the doctor and started spending some time in cemetery there. When he was spending time, he was looking at his time, how much more should I time, and I'll go back and tell, I've done this task, next what? And meanwhile, when he had to spend time, he was strolling here and there, and then he saw, there's a name of the person who has been dead there. His name, his date of birth, and his date of death, and what was he. So then he started reading all the nameplates in the crematorium, and some of them were very rich, very famous, very opulent. Then he understood what the doctor is trying to convey him, and he came back and he started reflecting on this. You may be a richest man, you may be the beautiful man, you may be the Forbes list, you may have millions of followers. At the end of the day, everything is going to go. What have you done for your Atma? What you have done for yourself? That karmic reaction will take you to the next life. I should do an activity which will not get me entangled, which will liberate me. That should be my goal. That should be the purpose of my life. And for that, we should work hard. And we say, I don't have time. I have to work hard. No, I have to, just like another story of a businessman. He was a small businessman, and Prabhuji, one of our Prabhuji, he went. It's a real story. In Bangalore. So he was in a very posh location, and he had just started his business. Then he said, "Swamiji, abhi to business shuru kiya hai, satsang mein aayenge, zarur aayenge. Aap ye check leke jaiye, membership member ban gaya, aayenge, jaiye, satsang mein aayenge." So, okay, all the best. May God bless you. May Radha Krishna Chandra bless you. He went off. And few years later, after 5 and 10 years, so he met him again and said, "Why don't you come for our satsang, our Gita classes?" "Swamiji, abhi to business chalu hai, a lot of employees are there. Still, without my presence, things will not happen. I need to be there. But I have full heart. I want to be in satsang. Your classes are interesting. I want to physically come and be there, attend Mangalarti, and practice Krishna consciousness, as you say. But right now it's not possible." And the years passed away. Third time he met, "No, I just have my children's grown up. Once they get settled, I'll just come and give up everything and become sadhu like you, Swamiji." Okay. Then, as usual, Prabhu blessed him and gave him prasadam. And the fourth time also he met. His sons are grown up actually, and and they had almost married, marriageable age. At that time, Prabhu said, "Why don't at least now you come out? You have your sons grown up and they have taken up the business." No, they're just, a younger son is just got into the business, and the elder son just got married, still not got experienced, and people might cheat them. So I'll just train them, and this it. उसके बाद तो हम तो आपके साथ ही रहेंगे, स्वामी जी. चिंता मत करो आप. चेक लीजिए, चलिए आइए. Example. And recently when he went to the same shop, they had a very big mall. The business grew like anything. And when he approached the shop to meet him, his sons were there, and behind his son, where the cashier sits, generally the photo of that person was there with garland. Chale gaye the wo. So time will not wait for anything. So take up Krishna consciousness seriously. And all the obstacles, whatever you have, work pressure, in challenges at workplace, colleagues, your personal mental issues, whatever it might be. Krishna says in the Gita, Mat chitta sarva durgani mad prasada tarishase. If you become conscious of me, you will cross over all the obstacles of conditioned life by my grace. Again, he warns also as a kind father, if you don't do so, but act through false ego, not listening to me, then you'll be lost. And Krishna is telling you, don't worry about karmic creation, don't worry about ignorance. You just surrender unto me. Sarva dharman parityaja, whatever so-called duties and responsibilities and obligations you're taken over, just give up, just surrender unto me. I'll take care of all your sinful reactions. Do not worry, do not fear. Main hu na, I'll take care of you. Is a promise given by the Lord. And that surrender is possible simply by following this four principles which Krishna gives in the Bhagavad Gita. Manmana, Madbhakto, Madhyaji, Mam Namaskaro. Think of me, worship me, offer your respects unto me, and become my devotee. If you do these four things, you'll come back to me. As a matter of duty, whatever you want to do, as a matter of duty, just do it. But at the end of the day, you have to go back to His, because you come from that place. And that is simply possible by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. It is possible. Thousands of youngsters connected to us are getting benefit by practicing this chanting of the mantras and reading Bhagavad Gita and associating with us physically, on sometimes offline, sometimes online. They have transformed their life. They have activated their Arjuna in you. Obstacles will be there, challenges will be there, but I'll work for Krishna. Ma manusmara yuddhachat. And mat karma karma. Whatever you do it for me, whatever offering you have, offer it to me. Whatever you eat it for me. So these are the principles which Krishna tells in the Bhagavad Gita. And the most important principle Krishna tells in the 6th chapter is control your mind. It's possible by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Another principle which Krishna says is the solution for practical people who are watching this is the one who is not regulated in his eating, sleeping, recreation and work cannot attain peace. So you have to regulate what you consume, eating. Again, you understand how much you have to eat, what you should eat, prasadam, etc., etc. Work, how much you should work, 8 hours, 9 hours, not more than that. Be smart, intelligent. तेरे को क्या चाहिए, इतना profit चाहिए, मैं दिलाएगा. पूछो मत, मैं कब करूँगा, काम करूँगा. Of course, not everyone will have a privilege and audacity to ask like that. But those who are intelligent, those who want to advance in Krishna consciousness, Krishna will help you out during that. And recreation should be only with Krishna in the temple on weekends with devotees. Spend some morning hours, 1-2 hours in the morning, 1 hour in the evening. These 2 hours if you can give for yourself normally. And weekends, 2 days, give it for the Lord. Be in the temple, render service, be in touch with us online. Whenever we go for a spiritual retreat of a trip, come along with us to Vrindavan. We are going to Vrindavan this Kartik. Come along with us. And we are traveling to southern India during our new year. You have to come along with us so that you get a break. You get a break. And whatever is possibly done, do it. Krishna says in the Gita, I give what my devotee lack. I give what my devotee lack. I preserve what he has. Yoga Kshemam Mahamyam. For a person who are constantly chanting my names. That constant chanting cannot be done possibly by us. Hence, at least minimum 16 rounds. If you do it, Krishna will take care. And Krishna has declared the whole world, my devotee will never be vanquished. He will not run from the battlefield. He'll not quit. He'll not commit suicide. Arjuna before the battlefield was feeling like that, thinking like that, wanting to give up. Just like most of us feel like when you're working, when you're studying, when you're going through challenges, personal. But when we take shelter of Krishna, just like Arjuna did, and followed his instruction, then you see what happens. Just like Sanjay concludes in the Bhagavad Gita that wherever Krishna is there, Yatra Partho Dhanurdhara, Yatra Yogeshwaro Krishna. What happens? Wherever there is Krishna, the master of all mystics, and wherever there is Arjuna, the supreme archer, there will also be certainly be opulence, victory, extraordinary power, and morality. And that is his opinion. He says, Yatra Yogeshwaro Krishna, Yatra Partha Dhanurdhara, Tatra Shri Vijaya Bhute Dhruva Nitir Matir Mama. So with this we conclude. Thank you so much for patiently hearing. Hare Krishna.